A $1,900 Emporio Armani suit and a $400 Men's Wearhouse suit share the same construction method, both fused, both glued. The Italian name does not change what is inside the jacket. I investigated 10 luxury suit brands. 7 of them are charging luxury prices for high street construction. Only 3 earn the label. Brand number 1, Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein suits are produced under license by PVH Corporation, the same parent company that owns Tommy Hilfiger and Van Heusen. The Calvin Klein name on the suit jacket is a licensed asset on a licensed product line. Mainline Calvin Klein suits retail for $500 to $900. Manufacturing is primarily in Vietnam, China, and Indonesia. The construction inside every mainline jacket on that price ladder is fused. The chest canvas is glued to the outer fabric with a heat-activated adhesive. The lapel is fused. The internal structure is bonded by chemistry, not stitched by hand. A fused jacket of this construction costs roughly $50 to $60 to manufacture in a Vietnamese facility. The retail markup at $700 is collecting on the Calvin Klein name across the chest of the buyer, not on the jacket holding the name up. The minimalist branding works against the buyer. There is no logo, no visible signal, only the small label inside the collar that the wearer cannot see and the shopper across the room cannot read. The customer is paying $700 for a private signal that the jacket itself does not justify. Brand number 2, Tommy Hilfiger. Same parent company as Calvin Klein, PVH Corporation. Same licensing structure, same global manufacturing footprint in Vietnam, China, and Bangladesh. Mainline Tommy Hilfiger suits retail for $400 to $800. The construction is fused. The fabric is a polyester wool blend on the entry tier and a higher wool content on the upper tier. The internal structure remains glued throughout. The visible difference between a Tommy Hilfiger suit and a Calvin Klein suit at this price is the logo philosophy. Tommy Hilfiger leads with the red, white, and blue flag, a marketing asset that signals American preppy heritage. Calvin Klein leads with the absence of any logo at all. 2 opposite branding strategies, the same construction underneath both. The buyer of a Tommy Hilfiger suit at $700 is paying for the flag. The flag is what carries the country club, sailing club, weekend house association that the brand has marketed for 30 years. The suit is the canvas the flag is mounted on. At this price, half-canvased alternatives exist. Suit Supply offers half canvas at this tier. Indochino half canvas made to measure ships at comparable cost. The flag is the brand premium, not the jacket. Brand number 3, Jos A Bank, owned by Tailored Brands, the same parent company that owns Men's Wearhouse. Tailored Brands emerged from Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2020 under private equity control. The construction has been publicly verified. The Ezra Paul Clothing Teardown Series, a long-running, well-documented suit dissection project, published a full breakdown of a Jos A Bank suit. Fully fused chest, fused lapel, glue-bonded internal construction throughout. The retail strategy is built on discount theater. The headline price is $999. The promotional price under buy one get 3 free promotions reduces the per suit cost to roughly $179 to $250. The original $999 price exists to make the discounted price feel like extraordinary value. It is not extraordinary value. It is fused construction at a fused construction price point, sold through a marketing structure that suggests the buyer is getting a discount on a higher tier product. The buyer who walks out with 4 suits for the price of 1 believes he has just purchased $1,000 of suiting per jacket at a discount. He has purchased $250 of suiting per jacket at the price $250 of fused construction is worth on the open market. This is not a heritage failure. Jos A Bank has occupied this position for decades. It is an honest delivery of fused construction inside a marketing apparatus that obscures what the customer is buying. Before we continue to the rest of this list, you need to know what separates a fused suit from a canvassed one. This single concept is the entire point of this investigation. There are 3 levels of suit construction. Fused. The canvas layer that gives the jacket its structure is glued to the outer fabric with a heat-activated adhesive, cheaper to produce, faster, machine-compatible. The fatal problem. After repeated dry cleaning, the adhesive breaks down. The suit begins to bubble at the chest and lapel. Fused construction is why a $500 suit looks 3 years old after 18 months of wear. Half canvas. The canvas is sewn, not glued, from the chest down to roughly the first button, then fused below. A compromise. Most premium off-the-rack suits at $1,000 to $2,500 use this construction. No bubbling, reasonable longevity. The industry standard at the respectable mid-tier. Full canvas. The canvas is sewn to the outer fabric across the entire body of the jacket. No glue, no adhesive. The canvas is hand-pad stitched into the lapel, 1,000 or more invisible stitches that allow the lapel to roll naturally. Full canvas conforms to the wearer's body over years of wear. It can be retailored indefinitely. This is what $3,000 used to buy, and what $4,000 still buys from the right makers. The test is simple. Grab the outer fabric of the jacket just above the chest pocket. Pinch. If you can feel 3 distinct layers, outer fabric, canvas, lining, moving independently, that suit is canvassed. If you feel one stiff flat plate, that suit is fused. It takes 3 seconds. Retailers hope you never learn this test. If the inside of a suit matters to you more than the label on the outside, subscribe. No sponsorships on this channel. No brand deals that influence rankings. Just construction data and prices. Brand number 4, Men's Warehouse. Same parent as Joss A. Bank, tailored brands, same private equity restructuring, same construction tier across the mainline product. Mainline Men's Warehouse suits retail for $300 to $700. The construction is fused. The fabric quality varies. Some lines use respectable wool blends, others use polyester heavy blends, but the internal structure remains glued throughout the mainline. The audience matters here. Men's Warehouse suits are marketed primarily to first-time buyers, graduating students, wedding parties, job interview customers. Men with low construction literacy who walk into the store trusting the salesman to guide them toward a fair purchase. That trust is mostly honored on the price. A fused suit at $400 is fairly priced for what it is. The problem is the perception gap. The marketing positions the experience as proper American tailoring. The product is not proper American tailoring. The product is competent fused construction at a competent fused construction price. The first-time buyer leaves believing he has purchased a real suit. He has purchased the suit equivalent of a Toyota Corolla. Reliable, functional, not the Cadillac the marketing implied. There is a higher tier inside the Men's Warehouse system, the Joseph Aboud line at the top, which uses canvassed construction at the upper tier. That tier delivers genuine value at $1,000 and up. The mainline does not. Brand number 5, Emporio Armani. Remember the hook, the $1,900 suit and the $400 suit that share the same construction. This is that suit. Of the 10 brands in this investigation, Emporio Armani carries the largest gap between price tag and construction delivered. Mainline Emporio Armani suits retail for $1,500 to $1,900. The construction is fused. Confirmed across multiple teardown analyses and decades of forum documentation by tailoring professionals. In 2023 and 2024, the Armani Group restructured its product hierarchy. Armani Collezioni, the previous mid-tier line, was folded into Emporio Armani. The consolidation eliminated the canvassed mid-tier and pushed fused construction up the price ladder. The long-standing assessment from Style Forum and from professional tailors examining the product is consistent. Quote, Emporio Armani is more like Hugo Boss with an Armani tag on it. This is the most direct value indictment in the investigation. The jacket inside the Emporio Armani garment bag is functionally identical in construction method to the Men's Warehouse jacket from the previous segment. Both fused, both glued at the chest and lapel, both subject to the same dry cleaning bubble failure on the same timeline. The $400 suit is honest about its price. The $1,900 suit is collecting $1,500 of margin on the Italian fashion house name attached to the lapel. The construction is doing none of that work. This is the segment of the investigation where the gap between price and product is widest, and where the buyer is paying the most for the smallest amount of jacket. Brand number 6, Banana Republic, owned by Gap Incorporated. The Banana Republic suit line operates as a workplace professional positioning brand. Suits retail for $400 to $700. Gentleman's Gazette, one of the most respected independent menswear publications, graded the Banana Republic suit line F. The published assessment quote is direct. Low-end fabric, low-end construction, low-end everything. The construction is fused throughout the main line. The fabric blends are polyester heavy at the entry tier. The internal structure is the same heat-activated adhesive system used at every other brand on the robbing side of this list. Banana Republic produces some respectable casual products at this price. Cotton chinos, knit polos, basic outerwear. The suit line specifically does not match the rest of the brand's positioning. The customer perception of Banana Republic as a workplace professional brand inflates what the buyer expects from the suit. The expectation is mid-tier business attire with respectable construction. The delivery is entry-tier fused construction with workplace-appropriate aesthetics. The two do not align. At $500, the buyer is paying for the polished retail environment, the in-store fitting experience, and the brand association with corporate professionalism. The suit itself is competing with department store private label at half the cost. Brand number 7. Hugo Boss Mainline. This requires a critical distinction. Hugo Boss operates 3 construction tiers, and the investigation targets the entry tier specifically. The entry tier. Mainline turkey-made suits at $795 to $1,200. Fused construction. This is the tier 90% of buyers encounter at Nordstrom, Macy's, Boss Boutiques, and outlet malls. The middle tier. The Boss tailored line, half canvas, mid-market pricing. The top tier, the Boss full canvas line, fully canvassed, hand-stitched at the Hugo Boss Technical Center in Metzingen, Germany. Sold only in flagship stores at $2,500 to $4,000. This tier is legitimate craftsmanship. The investigation is about the entry tier, because that is what the average buyer encounters. There is a documented sales floor problem inside Hugo Boss retail. Hugo Boss salesmen have been reported repeatedly, across years, across cities, across multiple independent customer accounts, telling customers that mainline suits are canvassed when they are fused. This is either deliberate misinformation or confused staff training. Either way, the customer leaves believing he has purchased a half-canvas garment when he has purchased a fused one. If you are looking at a Hugo Boss suit under $1,500 at any department store, you are looking at the fused tier. The salesman may tell you otherwise. The pinch test will tell you the truth. 7 brands, 7 construction failures at luxury prices. But this video is not about what to avoid. It is about what still works. 3 suit makers who have refused, across decades or centuries, to compromise the inside of the jacket. These are the only 3 luxury brands where the price tag and the construction actually meet. Worth it brand number 1. Oxford Clothes. Founded in 1916 in Chicago. More than a century of continuous American suit production at the same factory. There is no other American luxury suit maker with this combination of unbroken production history and original city manufacturing. The numbers are documented. 165 steps of production per suit, 2,950 individual hand stitches per jacket. Roughly 120 hours of handwork per finished suit. For reference, a fused suit is assembled in roughly 90 minutes of machine time. Oxford spends 120 hours on the same garment. That is the gap between the 2 industrial models, expressed in human labor. The construction is fully canvassed, hand-pad stitched lapels, hand-set sleeves, the kind of internal architecture that allows a jacket to be retailored repeatedly across decades and to conform to a wearer's body permanently. Currently owned by the Tom James Company. Retail prices run $5,000 to $8,000 and up. Documented historical wearers, confirmed through company records and presidential wardrobe inventories, include Harry Truman, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Ronald Reagan. 3 American presidents in suits cut and sewn in Chicago by the same workshop that operates today. When you pay Oxford $5,000 for a suit, you are paying for what the next tailor in Chicago would charge you to do this work by hand in 2026. which is almost exactly $5,000. The price is not a luxury markup. It is the cost of 120 hours of skilled American handwork, calculated honestly. There is no margin in that price line. There is only the labor. Worth it brand number 2. Brioni, founded in Rome in 1945 by Nazareno Fonticoli and Gaetano Savini. Italian production has remained continuous and unbroken across more than 80 years. Production facilities in Penne, Montebello di Bertona, and Civitella Casanova in the Abruzzo region. 100% made in Italy. The numbers: 220 individual steps per suit, all hand-guided. Between 7,000 and 9,000 stitches per jacket, the vast majority invisible from the outside. 18 to 22 hours of handwork per suit. Over 1,000 tailors employed in production. Brioni operates its own tailoring school. The Scuola di Alta Sartoria opened in 1985 in Penne. It trains 16 apprentices per 4-year program, starting at age 14 or 15. Brioni does not hope the next generation of Italian tailors emerges. Brioni educates them. In 1952, Brioni invented the menswear fashion show, the Sala Bianca in Florence, the first event of its kind. Italian luxury menswear as a category was effectively introduced to the world at that show. In the same year, 1952, Brioni registered the polo player as its trademark logo. Ralph Lauren did not begin using a variation of that polo player symbol until over a decade later. The logo Americans associate with Ralph Lauren was a Brioni trademark first. Acquired by the Kering Group in 2011, retains independent Italian production. Federico Arrigoni was appointed CEO in May 2025. This is what Italian luxury actually means. Before American marketing departments borrowed the symbols and the language, Brioni invented the show, the school, and the logo that define the entire category. Worth it brand number 3. Ermenegildo Zegna. Founded in 1910 in Trevero in the Piedmont region of Italy. Founded by Ermenegildo Zegna at age 18, the youngest of Angelo Zegna's 10 children. More than a century of continuous Italian production. Zegna's vertical integration is unique in luxury menswear. Zegna owns sheep farms, Zegna owns textile mills, Zegna owns suit factories. The wool in a Zegna suit is shorn from sheep on Zegna land, woven at Lanificio Zegna in Trevero, and sewn at Zegna facilities in Italy. The product passes through one company from animal to garment. Mainline Ermenegildo Zegna suits are fully canvassed with significant handwork. Retail $2,500 to $5,000 for mainline construction. The Zegna family controls the company despite the 2021 New York Stock Exchange listing under the ticker ZGN. The family holds approximately 60% through the Montrebello holding structure. Effective January 1, 2026, Gianluca Tagliabue assumes the role of Group CEO. Edoardo and Angelo Zegna, the 4th generation of the family, assume co-CEO roles of the Zegna brand specifically. A warning to viewers. Zegna operates multiple lines. The Z Zegna diffusion line was fused and was manufactured in Mexico and Spain. It was discontinued in 2021. If you find vintage Z Zegna at outlet prices, it is not the same construction as mainline Ermenegildo Zegna. The mainline label reads Ermenegildo Zegna in full, not Z Zegna, and carries made in Italy stamping. The Zegna Group also owns Thom Browne, acquired in 2018, and produces all Tom Ford fashion suits at Zegna facilities. The same hands that make Tom Ford make Zegna. Zegna is not a fashion brand that bought a wool mill. Zegna is a wool mill that became a fashion brand. The difference shows up in every thread of the suit. Before closing, 7 brands deserve acknowledgement. Brands that came close but did not make the top 3 for specific reasons the construction data revealed. Canali, Italian, fully canvassed, $1,500 to $3,000. Excellent value. Did not make top 3 because of scale of handwork versus Brioni and Oxford. Tom Ford, made by Zegna at the same Italian facilities. fully canvassed premium construction. The robbing sits in the designer markup. $4,000 to $6,000 for a suit Zegna itself sells at $2,500 under its own label. Same factory, same hands. Different price tag for the name. Brooks Brothers 1818. Post-2020 bankruptcy under Authentic Brands Group. The current 1818 collection is half canvas. Italian E. Thomas wool. Made in Italy. $1,100 to $1,200. Respectable construction, not luxury tier. Ralph Lauren Polo mainline wool suit, half canvas. Manufactured in Italy by Corneliani, one of Italy's respected mid-tier makers. Solid, not top tier. Suit Supply, half canvas mainline, full canvas option at the top tier. Decent value across the range. Hickey Freeman pre-2023 only. Post-May 2023. Manufacturing moved to Mexico via Peerless Clothing. Vintage Rochester-made pieces are still worth finding. Samuelson, Canadian, full canvas, $1,500 to $3,000. Legitimate craftsmanship outside the American heritage frame. 3 brands that earn their prices, 7 that do not, and 7 more that are honest about where they sit. If you own any suit over $1,000, try the pinch test the next time you put it on. You will know within 3 seconds whether the label told you the truth. Drop the brand and the year of your best suit in the comments. Help the next man know which names deliver past the first dry clean. If you missed our breakdown on the 8 clothing brands men can still trust, the Buy It for Life list, it is linked below. And our video on the 7 clothing brands robbing you blind covers the same pattern in reverse. What to avoid, not what to buy. Both follow the money the same way this one did. Subscribe. This channel follows the construction, not the marketing.